Monkey.
Everyone, and welcome to the Bangalore School of Speech and Drama's Annual Day 2021. This is the most awaited and exciting time of the year for us. For students, because they get their share of the spotlight. And for teachers, because we get to encourage them to step out of their comfort zones and explore their creativity. While the pandemic shut down theatres and took away the joy of performing on stage, it did, however, open up hitherto unimaginable opportunities. Artists, young and old, across the globe, were compelled to create new methodologies to tell their stories and carry their art to the audience. The landscape of theatre has changed for good. We can now liaise with global actors, theatre companies, teachers, and students. We at BSSD have been working with students from across the world and have embraced the challenge of creating cohesive performances despite physical distances. However, on a more serious note, human beings were created for social interaction, children more so. The holistic growth of a child depends on so much more than nutrition and academics. Children need their dose of creativity, art and literature, music, dance, drama. Now, more than ever, the right and left brain must be balanced if we do not want a lopsided world. At BSSD, we continue to nurture our students and keep their spirits alive and their souls shining. Before we commence today's event, I would like to acknowledge the staff and teachers at BSSD who work tirelessly with a smile to ensure that we never miss a beat. So thank you, Pragnya and Grishma, for holding the fort. A big thank you to Anna and Yashaswini for the incredible job you do. Masira, who has been the driving force, mastermind, and creative genius at BSSD for over 16 years. We are nothing without you. Junaid, who at any given time juggles 17 balls in the air, from implementing systems to designing media presence to handling operations. You are the wind beneath our wings. Thank you, dear parents, for being so encouraging. This annual day would not have been possible without your unflinching support. Finally, my dear students, you are incredible. Wherever you are in your journey towards finding your voice, know this. You are the dreamers, the seekers, the magic makers. You are not in the art is in you. So celebrate the spotlight. Encapsulating all I've said today in the words of Julie Andrews, the arts build a bridge across this world in ways that nothing else can. And in that very spirit, it gives me untold joy to introduce our guest of honor today. Andi Kinsey is the founder and director of Improved Arts. She is a graduate in drama from UT Austin and trained at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York. Her 2003 short, What Is It About Hats?, a documentary about the people under the brim, has screened at millinery conventions and exhibitions around the world. In New York, she was the president of the non-profit women's film organization Cine Women New York. Later, that group was absorbed into NY Women in Film and Television. Since 2011, she's been at the helm of Improved Arts, whose mission is to support, encourage, and empower youth in the arts. Over the years, the organization has created the Improved Shakespeare Company, the Global Hamlet Project, and the Girl Improved Film and Television Festival, GIFT. Andy has written, produced, and directed over 20 Improved Shakespeare productions and has worked with hundreds of students. She has led workshops on Shakespeare for kids at the Texas Nonprofit Theater's Youth Conference and at schools and organizations in San Francisco, Philadelphia, Berlin, Bangalore at PSSD, and Melbourne. Improved Shakespeare's Global Hamlet, which Andy wrote, produced, directed, and edited, is an episodic web series and feature film showcasing youth around the world. As festival director of the Gift Fest, now in its fourth year, Andy continues to inspire girls and non-binary youth to challenge gender inequality in entertainment. Welcome, Miss Andy Kinsey. We are honored to have you here with us.
So, hi everybody. My name is Andi Kenzie, and I've been invited by your school to talk to everybody about the incredible projects that you just completed for the BSSD annual day. You might have heard already, we worked together, Improv Shakespeare and BSSD, a couple of years ago on the Global Hamlet project, and I'm very excited to have been invited to be part of this incredible project. So I heard that each of you in these different houses had a little bit over a month to get these projects done. I also heard that you were working on the projects completely by yourself. So you had to come up with the concept, the script, the choreography, the music, everything, in addition to learning all of the technical skills that are needed by recording either, with your cameras or with Zoom. Some of you had to be socially distanced like you were dealing with so many challenges. And I have to say, I was floored by what you came up with. Like, it was so delightful, like, so completely delightful. So, I really want to commend you for the work that you've done, the time that you've put in. I can tell that you've been practicing a lot. Like you have these skills that are in place that enabled you to pull this off in such a short time. So I know that you all have been working very hard, and I also know that you've had to do this virtually, which having done a virtual production, knowing how complicated it is, again, I commend you for what you've created. So I was laughing, I was smiling, I was moved, I was just really impressed with this stuff. And I know that I'm not really supposed to talk about each of them individually, but I, I kind of wanted just to share some of the things that I really loved about each of the projects. I even wrote it down. And this is kind of across the board for all of you. I just wanted to just pull out a few little things for each of you. Um, Again, with everybody, the creativity that came across was simply astounding. Also, the fact that you were working with mixed ages, you had a lot of people, like, or it, it was a lot. So I'm sure you know that it was a lot, but for all of you parents and the students, it was a lot. And so what you accomplished, I keep on saying that, don't I? What you accomplished was amazing because it was. So let's see. So first, I'm going to start with them in the order that I watched them. So let's go with Matilda. Matilda, the teamwork that you needed to get this story across. You did not have the limitations necessarily of having to film in different spaces. So I saw that you were all together, but you were in such unusual spaces compared to what you might have experienced on set, on stage, and how you decided to use that space um, was so creative. I there were a couple of moments that I noticed. Of course, there were a lot of moments, but I wrote down like when you locked Matilda in the cubby hole and you like went into the other room and you found this little cubby hole and you're like, okay, let's use this. And so you used what you had, which is really great for life skills, like being able to use what you have and to create something wonderful from it. Or when you were dancing on the couches, you're in this small space in the living room and so there wasn't enough space for all of you. So you decided to put some of the dancers on the couches. So just little things like that. I was really impressed by how you took your space and you didn't use it as a detriment or something where you said, well, let's just ignore it. Let's actually use the space to our advantage. So I appreciated how you took all of those different locations and came up with something wonderful with each of them. Um, and also, oh goodness, the fact, sorry, I was trying to read my writing here, which is kind of not very clear. So the fact that you had to get everyone together with this choreography. So I'm just imagining the shooting days where you had so many people and so much going on, and how you organized all of this and got everybody together and to do this choreography and to do these moments. And you staged it so that you had your lines and the camera was going on each person when it needed to. So yay. So thank you so much for sharing that. I really, really enjoyed it. And I think what you did with this is just going to help you for the rest of your life. You're going to be able to use all of these skills that you learned and you kind of fine-tuned during this process. So well done. Now I'm going to move over to Hansel and Gretel. Um, so Hansel and Gretel, you had to do all of this. I think that you might have done it with the limitations of Zoom because I didn't know if you recorded these videos separately and then kind of put them in the Zoom world, but it was kind of using Zoom as your stage. And I know, yes, how hard that is. It is so hard, but the staging that you used, the creative use of the staging. So with the limitations that came along with it, like where you were looking, where you had the different performers look, and then you definitely chose when to break the fourth wall. And I could see that you were intentional about that. And then also, I loved, of course, as you were sharing across the space. So when you were plucking the candy from the house, or when you were pushing the witch into the oven. So all of those different things, such attention to detail. And so creative with how you came up with dealing with those issues. Um, Also, the fact that everybody kind of had to learn how to work with cameras and work with lighting and work with their space because you were all filming yourselves individually in these different spaces. And so that was adding on another layer of learning that you all had to take on, in addition to the music, the lines, the script, all of it. It was again in a month, little more than a month. Like you worked really hard, and so thank you also for the creative narration. Not well, so not the fact that the brothers Grimm were kind of commenting, especially one brother was saying, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Maybe we should be doing that. So it really felt like I was pulled in and engaged and had a heck of a lot of fun with it. So thank you for that. And now I'm going to move on to Snow White. I keep on looking down at my script. Speaking of script, I'm not looking at my script, I'm looking at my notes, and I wrote the script. So, taking this story that can be so familiar to all of us, and where I think, oh, here's the Snow White again. And you started flavoring it with all of these little tiny changes that then made me think, what's going on here? Because you like peppered it with, let's say, the line, the one dwarf who was saying, um, talking about when the prince showed up, like, he doesn't even know her. So, like, why does he need to say goodbye? So I could feel your point of view coming across, which made it so special and unique and different. And then, of course, the twist at the end. So it's, well, when Snow White gets revenge, and you're like, wait, Snow White's evil too? So that was really delightful, taking something that we think of as like this normal standard story and putting a beautiful twist on it. Can I say beautiful when she turned out to be evil? I think I can. It was a beautiful twist. And then I also really appreciated that here you had all of these costumes and the makeup, and then so you were very much your characters during the story, and then during the final credits you were all you, so we got to get a sense of who you are, which I felt, like I I felt like you were my friend. Or all of you were my friends. So I loved that you kind of shared that with us at the end. Now I'm going to move on to Aladdin, which was the final one that I got to see. So I'm sorry, I was supposed to be calling all of you by your house names. So I should have said House Snow White, House Hansel and Gretel, and House Matilda. So now House Aladdin. So you all were having a lot of fun. I could tell with the combining the theatrical elements and cinematic elements. So, for instance, when you were spreading the gossip, you had this beautiful use of cinema as you're like running around spreading the gossip. Here telling everybody about the adoptee of the sultan, and running here, running there, and then you get to Jafar's ascendancy, and it was very theatrical and kind of staged with him sitting on the throne. And I felt like I was both in a film, but also watching a theatrical performance. So I could tell you had a lot of fun with that, and therefore I had a lot of fun with it too. Um, and then let's see. Oh, the songs. And so I appreciated how you integrated the songs as part of the story so that it was came across like a musical, like you were watching a musical on stage. And they became these songs that the characters were singing to each other, which also is really challenging. Everything that all of you did was so challenging. So finding the right songs that would be in that scene that they could then sing to each other, um, with only a month to do it in addition to everything else. So that was fantastic. And then also the carpet ride. I was wondering how you were going to do the carpet ride and how you took the different dancers and these different locations. So it felt like you were going from location to location to location. So let me check to see. Oh my goodness, it's already been 12 minutes. Okay, I'm not supposed to talk anymore. I was only supposed to be 8 to 10 minutes and I went over. But, but I had so much fun. So I really, really appreciate you inviting me to be part of this and getting to share in your accomplishments, because they were so many, and I hope that you are all very proud of what you've done. It it's not easy right now, of course, and I hope that very soon that you all will get to be back in person working together. But that said, I have to say that you thrive when you're apart too. Like I could tell how much you've done and how many skills that you've learned, And of course, working with theater, I know that all of these skills are going to be helpful for any career choice that you decide upon. You now know how to think outside of the box. You know how to use creative solutions. You know how to present yourself, of course. You know how to convey an idea, to create story. And I think story is always what pulls us together. So you're going to be able to use all of these skills forever. I could go on and on, but I have to stop. Thank you again. I really appreciated you and being part of this. And thank you to the parents, and thank you to your school. Thank you to all of you. You're doing amazing things, and I can't wait to see more. Okay, have a great rest of your annual day. Bye.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Bangalore School of Speech and Drama's Annual Day 2021. I am Leena Quayle and I am Anushka Chakravarti. Together we're going to go what? COVID? Relax, I was going to say co-host this segment. We would like to kick off the day with some funny poems by students of the basic level. So grab your popcorn and your drinks, sit back and enjoy. And don't forget to applaud. The Dentist and the Crocodile by Roald Dahl. The crocodile with a cunning smile sat in the dentist's chair. He said, right here and everywhere, my teeth are quite a bad. The dentist's face was turning white. He quivered, quaked and shook. He muttered, I suppose I'm going to have to take a look.
I want you, Crocodile declared, to do the back ones first. The molars at the very end are easily the worst.
He opened wide his massive jaws. It was a fearsome sight. At least 300 pointed teeth, all sharp and shining white. The dentist kept himself well clear. He stood 2 yards away. He chose the longest probe he had to search out a decay.
I said to do the back ones first, the crocodile called out. You're much too far away, dear sir, to see what you are about.
To do the back ones properly, you've got to put your head deep down inside my great big mouth, the grinning Froggy said.
The poor old dentist wrung his hands, weeping in despair.
He cried, No, I see them all extremely well from here.
Just then in a burst, a lady in her hands a golden chain.
She cried, Oh, Croc, you naughty boy, you're playing tricks again. Watch out, the dentist shrieked and started climbing up the wall. He's after me, he's after you, he's going to eat us all. Don't be a twit, the lady said.
Flashed a gorgeous smile.
He's harmless, he's my little pet, my lovely crocodile. The Crocodile's Toothache by Shella Silverstein. The crocodile went to the dentist and sat down in the chair. And the dentist said, Now, tell me, sir, why does it hurt and where? And the crocodile said, I'll tell you the truth. I have a terrible ache in my tooth. And he opened his jaws so wide, the dentist came right inside. And the dentist laughed. Oh, isn't this fun? As he pulled out the teeth one by one. And the crocodile cried, You're hurting me, so please put down your pliers and let me go.
But the dentist laughed with a ho, 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 and he said, I still have 12 to go.
Oops, that was the wrong one, I confess. But was one crocodile's tooth more or less? Then suddenly, the jaws went
And the dentist was gone right off the map.
and where he went, one could only guess. To north or south or east or west. He left no form to get dressed. But what's one dentist Ken Nesbitt. Distance learning, waterboard. Our school's been closed a month or more. I'm stuck at home, I'm in my room, making my class on Zoom. There's no more lunch rule, no PE. Just studying and tests for me.
No more recess, no ball, just staring at my bedroom wall.
The playground's closed, the swings, the slides, and everybody's stuck inside.
We can't go out and play with friends. I hope that pretty soon this ends.
I know it's only for a while, but here's a thought that makes me smile.
Although it might not sound so cool,
I just can't wait to go to school. The first day of school by Ken Nesbitt. Today's the day when we go back to school. My family's excited. We all think it's cool.
no, we all have homework and study like crazy. We won't have a chance to relax or be lazy.
We'll wake up each morning. We'll fill up our bags and hoist them and haul them to school on our bags. We'll work from the morning till late every night. We'll practice our math and we'll read and we'll write. For month after month, we'll have so much to do. I'm sure that this might sound unpleasant to you. So why are we having this grand celebration?
Today, we start planning next summer's vacation.
Nicknames by Ken Nesbitt. My aunt calls me Elizabeth. My grandma calls me Liz. My sister calls me Lisa and the baby calls me Wiz. My uncle calls me Betty while my grandpa calls me Beth. My brother calls me Dizzy Liz or sometimes Lizard Breath. My teacher calls me Betsy. My friends all call me Bess. I find these nicknames more annoying than you had ever guessed. I wish that they would call me my real name instead. I simply hate those nicknames. You see, my real name is Fred. Sundaram Balamurgan by Nasira Sheikh. I wish I had a simple name that was easy, short and nice, but my parents named me Sundaram and now I'm paying the price. I would have liked to be named Timothy, I would have liked to be named Paul, I would have liked to be named anything but not Sundaram at all. You would think that maybe my last name would redeem me of my first. My last name's Balamurgan, I really think I'm cursed. Sundaram Balamurgan is the name I hate the most. It makes me want to disappear and turn into a ghost. When my mom heard me complaining, she said, Sundaram, my dear, you have the most special name. You have nothing to fear. She said, Sundaram means beautiful. It's not a name that's short on play. It's a name that's grand and holds weight. Your worries are in vain.
My friend, he laughs at me. He says, Sundaram, you're weird. Just like your name, you're strange at best. Which I almost hear.
My mother always fixes things. So she came to school the next day. And she walked right up to the teacher saying, Miss, I have something to say. My teacher's the kindest person. She said, Indian names are great. They're unique and rich in culture. Sundaram's hard to hate. She called upon my bully friend who always laughs at me. Stop making fun of Sundaram. You got to let him be. My friend looked up more sheepishly. He said, Sundaram, we're the same. The reason I pick on you is because Venkataswamy is my name.
For those who have been here with us from the beginning, hello again! For those joining us now, welcome! Following the cute poems by our little stars in the making, we now move on to the performances by the students of the intermediate level.
After a year of online learning, these budding actors finally got to step onto a real stage. Now isn't that every actor's dream? Let's see how that went.
The Tale of Custard the Dragon by American poet Ogden Nash introduces us to Belinda, a courageous young girl who is extremely fond of animals. She has 4 pets. One of them is Custard the Dragon. My friends and I will take you to meet all of them. Belinda lived in a little white house with a little black kitten and a little grey mouse.
And a little yellow dog and a little red dragon. Really, truly, a little pet dragon. Now the name of the little black cat was Ink, and the little grey mouse she called her Blink, and the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard.
But the dragon was a coward, and she called him Custard.
Custard the dragon had big sharp teeth with spikes on top of him and scales underneath.
Mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose, and a Relio Tulio daggers on his toes.
Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of bears. Ink and Blink chased lions down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage.
But Custard cried for a nice, safe cage.
Belinda tickled him, she tickled him unmerciful. Belinda tickled him, she tickled him merciful. Ink, Blink, and Mustard, they rudely called him Percival.
They all sat laughing in the little red wagon at the Relio Trulio cowardly dragon.
Belinda giggled till she shook the house, and Blink said, "Weak!" Which is giggling for a mouse. Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age, when Custard cried for a nice, safe cage. Suddenly, they heard a nasty sound, and Mustard growled, and they all looked around. Cried Ink, and cried Belinda, for there was a pirate climbing in the window. Pistol in his left hand and pistol in his right, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright.
His beard was black, one leg was wood, it was clear. The pirate meant no good.
Belinda paled, and she cried,
Help! Help!
Mustard fled with a terrified yelp. Ink trickled down to the bottom of the household, and little Mouse Blink strategically mousehold.
But up jumped Custard, snorting like an engine, clashed his tail like irons in a dungeon. With a clatter and a clank and a jangling squirm, he went at the pirate like a robin at a worm.
Pirate gaped at Belinda's dragon and gulped some grog from his pocket flagon. He fired 2 bullets, but they didn't hit.
And Custard gobbled him up every bit.
Belinda embraced him, Mustard licked him, but no one mourned for his pirate victim.
Ink and Blink in glee they gyrate around the dragon that ate the pirate. But presently up spoke little dog Mustard. I'd been twice as brave if I hadn't been flustered. And up spoke Ink and up spoke Blink.
We'd have been 3 times as brave, we think.
And Custard said, "What you say is very true. You have my support through and through. And with all of you, I quite agree that everybody is braver than me."
Belinda still lives in her little white house with her little black kitten and her little grey mouse, and her little yellow dog and her little red wagon and her really truly old little pet dragon.
Belinda is as brave as a barrel full of bears. Ink and Blink chase lions down the stairs. Mustard is as brave as a tiger in rage. But Custard keeps crying for a nice, safe cage. Hello everyone. Do you wonder what it feels like to have an identical twin? Someone who has the same face as you? Well, Henry Sam Lee wrote a poem about the endless suffering he had to undergo because of his foolish twin. This isn't just another rant, for the ending will leave you shocked and in splits. So sit tight as my friends present to you the poem The Twins by Henry Sandrickley.
In form and feature, face and limb, I grew so like my brother that folks got taking me for him and each one for one another.
It puzzled all our kith and kin. It reached out a fearful pitch. For one of us was born a twin, yet not a soul knew which.
One day, to make the matters worse, before our names were fixed, as we were being washed by nose, we got completely mixed. And thus you see, by fate decree, or rather nurse's whim, my brother John got kissed in me and I got kissed in him.
This fatal likeness even dogged my footsteps when at school.
And I was always getting flogged, for John turned out a fool.
I asked this question fruitlessly to everyone I knew.
What would you do if you were me, to prove that you were you?
Our close resemblance turned the tide of my domestic life.
For somehow my intended bride became my brother's wife.
In fact, year after year, the same absurd mistakes went on. And when I died, the neighbors came and buried Brother John.
Hello everyone. Many of us are well versed with Cinderella, where famous British author Roald Dahl rewrote the original fairy tale, which he believes is the true story. So hold on tight as my friends and I tell you the real tale of Cinderella. I guess you think you know the story. You don't. The real one's much more gory. The phony one, the one you know, was cooked up years and years ago. And to make the sound all soft and sappy, just to keep the children happy.
Mind you, they got the first bit right. The bit where, in the dead of night, the ugly sisters, jewels and all, departed for the palace ball, while darling little Cinderella was locked up in a slimy cellar. The ugly rats, who wanted things to eat, began to nibble at her feet. She bellowed,
Help! Let me out!
The magic fairy heard her shout, appearing in a blaze of light. She said,
"My dear, are you all right?"
Alright, can't you see? I feel as rotten as can be.
She beat her fist against the wall and shouted,
There's a disco at the palace. The rest have gone and I'm jealous. I want a dress. I want a coat. And earrings and a diamond brooch. And silver slippers. 2 of those. And lovely nylon pantyhose. Done up like that, I'll guarantee the handsome prince will fall for me.
The fairy said,
Hang on a tick.
She gave her wand a mighty flick, and quickly, in no time at all, Cindy was at the palace ball.
It made the ugly sisters wince to see her dancing with the prince. She held his hand tight and rested her head on his manly chest. The prince himself was down to pulp. All he could do was gasp and gulp. When midnight struck, she shouted, Heck! I've got to run to save my neck! The prince cried, No! Alas, alack! He grabbed her dress to hold her back as Cindy shouted, Let me leave! And she fled towards the street. She ran out scared and lost one slipper on the stairs. The prince was on it like a dart. He pressed it to his pounding heart. The girl whose slipper this was tonight, tomorrow morn shall be my bride. Visit every house in town till I tracked the maiden down. Then rather carelessly, I fear, he threw the slipper in the coach's rear.
And once, one of the ugly sisters, the one whose face was blotched with blisters, sneaked up and grabbed the dainty shoe and quickly flushed it down the loo. Then in its place, she calmly put the slipper from her own left foot.
Aha, you see, the plot grows thicker.
and Cindy's luck starts looking sicker. Next day, the prince went charging down to knock on all the doors in town. In every house, the tension grew. Who was the owner of the shoe?
The shoe was long and very wide. A normal foot got lost inside. Also, it smelled a wee bit icky. The owner's feet were hot and sticky. Thousands of eager people came to try it on, but all in vain.
Now came the ugly sisters go. One tried on, the prince screamed,
No!
but she screamed,
Yes, it fits! Whoopee! Now you have to marry me!
Richard whined from ear to ear, and he muttered,
Let me out of here.
Oh no you don't! You made a vow! And there's no way you can back out now.
Off with the head! The prince rode back. They chopped it off with one big whack. This pleased the prince. He smiled and said, She's prettier without her head. Then up came sister number 2, who yelled, Now I will try the shoe, and I will be your bride, and soon the queen too. Take this instead! The prince yelled back. He swung his trusty sword and smacked. Her head went crashing to the ground. It bounced a bit and rolled around.
In the kitchen, peeling spuds, Cinderella heard the thuds of bouncing heads upon the floor.
poked her own head round the door.
What's all the racket?
Cindy cried.
Mind your own biz.
The prince cried. Poor Cindy's heart was torn to shreds.
My prince, he chops off heads. How could I marry anyone who does that sort of thing for fun? Who's this filthy woman living in this god-forsaken haven?
Just then, all in a blaze of light, the magic fairy hove in sight. Her magic wand went swish and swish.
Cindy, come make a wish. Wish anything and have no doubt that I will make it come about.
Oh, kind fairy, this time I shall be more wary. No more princes, no more money. I've had my taste of honey. I'm wishing for a decent man. They're hard to find. Do you think you can?
Within a minute, Cinderella was married to a lovely fellow, a simple gem maker by trade, who sold good homemade marmalade. Their house was filled with smiles and laughter, and they were happy ever after.
So this is how the story ends. Be careful for what you wish, my dear friends. Wealth and success, fickle companions. You'll never know when they disappear into oblivion. But love and honesty are chaste partners. Their mere presence can create wonders.
Overindulgence of anything is an addiction. Even peanut butter sandwiches. My friends and I will tell you a story about a certain king and his insatiable greed for peanut butter sandwiches. It most certainly did not end well. Let us tell you why.
I'll sing you a story of a silly young king who played with the world at the end of a string. But he loved only one single thing, and that was just a peanut butter sandwich, his scepter and his royal gowns, his regal throne and golden crowns
Were brown and sticky from the mouth, and drippings from each peanut butter sandwich. His subjects were silly fools, for he had passed a royal rule that all they could learn in school was how to make a peanut butter sandwich.
He would not eat his sovereign steak. He scorned his soup and kingly cake. He told his court he cooked to bake an extra sticky peanut butter sandwich.
And then one day he took a bite and started chewing with delight, but found his mouth was stuck quite tight from the last bite of peanut butter sandwich. His brother pulled, his sister pried, the wizard pushed, his mother cried.
My boy, he's committed suicide from eating his last peanut butter sandwich. The dentist came and a royal dog. The royal number banged and knocked, but still those jaws stayed tightly locked. Oh, darn! That sticky peanut butter sandwich. The carpenter, he tried with pliers. The telephone man tried with wires.
The firemen, they tried with fire, but couldn't melt that peanut butter sandwich.
with ropes and pulleys, drills and coils, with steam and lubricating oil.
For 20 years of tears and toil, they fought that awful peanut butter sandwich.
Then all his royal subjects came. They hooked his jaws with grappling chains
and pulled both ways with might and main against that stubborn peanut butter sandwich.
Each man and woman, girl and boy, put down their plows and pots and toys and pulled until joy! They broke right through that peanut butter sandwich. A puff of dust, a screech and a squeak. The king's jaw opened wide with a creak, and the first words they heard him say were,
How about a peanut butter sandwich?
It's been a long time since you have gone to school. But do you remember the time when you lied about having a headache to skip school? Well, a girl named Peggy has traveled the extra mile to do that. Let us all have a hearty laugh as we hear what ailments this little girl has come up with to avoid going to school. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy and Mickey. I have the measles and the mumps, a rash, and a purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry, I'm going blind in my right eye.
My tonsils are as big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox and one more. That's 17. Don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut, my eyes are blue. It might be the instamatic flu. I cough when I sneeze and I gasp when I choke. And I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back's wrenched, my ankle's sprained. And my appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold, my toes are numb. I have a slipper in my thumb. My neck is stiff, my spine is weak. I barely whisper when I speak.
My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbows bent, my spine ain't straight, and my temperature, it's 108. My brain is shrunk, I cannot hear. There's a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail, and my heart is... What? What's that? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? Goodbye! I'm going out to play! Hello everyone! Christmas is round the corner and my friends and I are going to be narrating a cautionary tale by Ogden Nash about the boy who laughed at Santa Claus. So let this poem be a reminder that tolerance and respect are revered by saints. So let's go meet this notorious brat. In Baltimore, there lived a boy. He wasn't anybody's joy.
Although his name was J.B.'s Dawes, his character was full of flaws. In school, he never led his classes. He hid old ladies' reading glasses.
His mouth was open when he chewed and elbows to his table glued. He stole the milk of hungry kittens and walked through the doors but no admittance. He said he acted thus because there wasn't any Santa Claus.
Another trick that tickled JB's was crying boo at little babies. He brushed his teeth, they said in town, sideways instead of up and down.
Yet people pardoned every sin and viewed his antics with a grin. Till they were told by JB's Dawes,
there isn't any Santa Claus.
Deploring how he did behave, his parents swiftly sought their grave. They hurried through the portal's body, and JB's left the funeral early.
Like whooping cough from child to child, he sped to spread the rumor wild.
Sure as my name is JB's Dawes, there isn't any Santa Claus.
Slunk like a weasel of Martin through nursery and kindergarten, whispering low to every thought.
There isn't any, no there's not.
The children wept all Christmas Eve, and JB chortled up his sleeve. No infant dared hang up his stockings for fear of JB's ribble mocking.
He sprawled on his untidy bed, fresh malice dancing in his head.
When presently with the scalper tingling, Jerry's heard a distant jingling.
He heard the crunch of sleigh and hoof, crisply alighting on the roof. What good to rise and bar the door? A shower of soot was on the floor.
A loud thud greeted JB's ears, who sped towards the fireplace in fear. What was beheld by JB's was
the fireplace full of Santa Claus. Then JB's fell upon his knees with cries of, "Don't, pretty please!" He howled. "I don't know where you read it, but anyhow, I never said it."
JB's!
replied the angry saint.
It isn't I! It's you that ain't! Although there is a Santa Claus, there isn't any!
said JB's then with an impudent
"Oh yes, there is, and I am him. Your magic don't scare me, it doesn't." And suddenly, he found he wasn't. From grimy feet to grimy locks, JB's became a jack-in-the-box.
an ugly toy with springs unsprung, forever sticking out his tongue. The neighbors heard his mournful squeal. They searched for him, but not with zeal. JB's hadn't lived up to anybody's appeal.
No trace was found of JB's doors, which led to thunderous applause. And people drank a loving cup and went and hung their stockings up. They decked the halls with boughs of holly and laughed at JB's folly. All who sneer at Santa Claus, beware the fate of JB's doors. The saucy boy who mocked the saint, Donner and Blitzen licked off his paint.
The Three Little Pigs by Roald Dahl retells the popular fairy tale with a surprisingly dark conclusion. It was published in 1982 in his collections, The Revolting Rhymes. So sit tight as my friends and I tell you why one should never judge a book by its cover. The animal I really dig above all others is the pig.
Pigs are noble, pigs are clever, pigs are courteous.
However, now and then, to break this rule, one meets a pig who's a fool.
So what, for example, would you say if strolling through the woods one day, right there in front of you, you saw a pig who built his house of straw?
The wolf who saw it licked his lips and said,
"That pig has had his chips. Little pig, let me come in."
No, but the hair's on my chinny chin chin.
Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in.
The little pig began to pray.
Dear Lord, please save me today.
But Wolfie blew his house away. He shouted,
"Bacon, pork and ham. Oh, what a lucky wolf I am."
And though he ate the pig quite fast, he carefully kept the tail to last. Wolf wandered on, a trifle bloated.
Surprise, surprise! For soon he noted another little house for pigs, and this one had been built of twigs.
Little pig, let me come in.
No, but the hair's on my chinny chin chin.
Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in.
The wolf said.
Okay, here we go.
He then began to blow and blow. The little pig began to squeal. He cried,
"Oh wolf, you've had one meal. Why can't we talk and make a deal?"
The wolf replied,
"Not on your Nelly."
And soon the pig was in his belly.
Two juicy little pigs inside, but still I'm not quite satisfied. I know how full my tummy's bulging, but oh, how I adore indulging.
So creeping quietly as a mouse, the wolf approached another house, a house which also had inside a little piggy trying to hide.
You'll not get me.
The piggy cried.
I'll blow you down.
The wolf replied.
You need a lot of puff, and I don't think you have enough.
The wolf huffed and puffed and blew with the house made up as good as new.
If I can't blow it down tonight, I'll blow it up and win this fight. I'll come back in the dead of night and blow it up with dynamite.
You brute! I might have known.
Then, picking up the telephone, he dialed as quickly as he could the number of Red Riding Hood.
Hello? Who's speaking? Who? Oh, hello, Piggy. How do you do?
I need your help, Miss Wood. Oh, help me, please. Do you think you could?
I'll try, of course. What's on your mind?
A wolf is determined to take my life. I know you've dealt with wolves before, and now I've got one at my door.
My darling pig, my sweet, that's something really up my street. I just began to wash my hair, but when it's dry, I'll be right there.
A short while later, through the woods, came striding, rain, Miss Riding Hood.
The wolf stood there, his eyes ablaze, yellowish like mayonnaise.
His teeth were sharp, his gums were raw, and spit was dripping from his jaw.
Once more the maiden's eyelid flickers. She draws the pistol from her knickers. Once more she hits the vital spot and kills him with a single shot.
Pink, peeping through the window, stood and yelled,
Well done, Miss Riding Hood! Ah, Piglet, you must never trust young ladies from the upper crust. For now, Miss Riding Hood, one notes, not only has 2 wolfskin coats, but when she goes from place to place, she has a pigskin traveling case.
And now we come to the grand finale, the most awaited event of the year, the Battle of the Houses. For the uninitiated, let me explain. Every student at the advanced level is given a house.
The 4 houses named after iconic literary characters are
Willy Wonka, Peter Pan, Henry Higgins,
Severus Snape.
Each year, our mentor, Dr. Zulfia Sheikh, sets up a new challenge for us. We have a little over a month to devise our performance. Right from creating a script to directing, acting, music arrangement, choreography, costume design, production design, promotion and marketing. We, the students, do it all.
As a matter of fact, these past 2 years have forced us to learn new skills like filming and editing in order for us to adapt to the world of online performance.
This year, the task assigned to us has been ambitious, to say the least. But who doesn't love a good challenge, right? Our task was to pick one of the most loved children's stories and create a musical out of it. What? Well, at BSSE, nothing is impossible. We've literally put in all our blood, sweat and pixie dust to bring to you the Battle of the Houses 2021.
Without further ado, let's jump right in. Let the games begin. I'd like to wish our rivals the very best. But hey, we're Severus Snape. We're clearly better than the rest.
Say what you want. We were born to win. For the trophies we hanker, we are Willy Wonka. You wish. Peter Pan is soaring, second to the right and straight on till morning. No crying, no sighing, no wishful flying. Henry Higgins for the prize, like the phoenix we will rise.
I'm fed up with all this reading. Put that book down. What are you reading?
Moby Dick.
Moby what? Yo, Wormwood, sit up and look at the TV.
I can do it.
Of course he didn't do it. Don't be smart with me, young lady, or you're going to be punished.
Punished for being smart?
For being a smart aleck. When a person is bad, that person has to be punished. And why are you in school?
Person? Well, I've been asking you to enroll me for months now.
He meant to say, when a child is bad. Instead, he said, when a person is bad, and thereby introduced a revolutionary idea that children could punish adults only when they deserved it.
I got this feeling on the summer day when you were gone. I crashed my car into the bridge, I watched, I let it burn. I threw your stuff into a bag and pushed it down the stairs. I crashed my car into the bridge. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. I got this feeling on the summer day when you were gone. I crashed my car into the bridge. I watched, I let it burn. I threw stuff into a bag and pushed it down the stairs. I crashed my car into the bridge. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. You're on a different road. I'm in the Milky Way. You want me down on Earth, but I am up in space. You're so hard to please. We gotta kill this switch. You're from the 70s, but I'm a 90s chick. I love it.
Doing, face? She's so lame. Nothing. I'm leaving.
My school is a model of discipline. Use the rod, beat the child.
Terrific motto. My mistake, Matilda, definitely needs a lot of that.
There are mistakes, children. Filthy, nasty things. Glad I was never one. But I'll tell you what. Send it, your child, my way.
Wakey wakey, Crunchum Hall Pig Squiffles. Secret server here. I hope you guys had a fairy tale of a weekend since hell resumes tomorrow. Speaking of which, rumor has it there's fresh meat coming in hot, served with a side of magic. Will she survive or choke and end up in the chokey?
Yes? What? You! Attention! You! Stomach's in. Dear God. Where's your tie? You're too small. Draw up quicker. You! Shoulders back. Head up. You. What's the school motto? Children are maggots.
Hi, is it true you have powers?
You're the new girl.
Hi, I'm Matilda.
Who's that? Oh, that? That's the living embodiment of Satan. Our principal, Miss Trunchbull.
Come on, in the morning light, my God, this is when you're gonna live your life right. Oh, one day when I felt fortunate once, girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have fun. Falling in the middle of the night, my father yelled, what you gonna do with your life? Oh, that day I know you're still number one. When girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have fun. Girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have fun.
Shut up. Shut up! You must be Matilda. I never said anything. Whatever. Anyway, I run things around here. And these are my minions. Katie with an I and Katie with a Y.
I'm Katie with an I. And I'm Katie with a Y. I'm always to your right.
And right now, you're getting on my last nerve. I'm sorry. You must be... Excuse you? Georgina is flawless. I heard her hair was insured for $30,000.
She's the queen bee, the star, and the other two,
They're just her little workers.
Even the secret server is scared of Georgina.
You're invited to the biggest party that's ever happened at Crunchum. Dress spooky. See you.
Hi, I'm Miss Honey. You must be Matilda. Welcome to Crunchum, Mama. Just take a seat anywhere you'd like.
Thank you, Miss Honey.
Good afternoon, my favorite empty-headed hamsters. We hear that World War III just broke out, and it's wearing knee socks. Fortunately, knee socks are not part of today's itinerary, because what I have in store for today's Halloween party will surely knock your socks off.
Anyway, the new girl disrespected Georgina. Whatever will become of her? And Nigel, sweetie, stop taking sweets from the homeless and maybe wash your hands. Also, a special shout out to Hortensia, who's in the chokey again. This time, for putting itching powder in Trunchbull's pants. That really got my knickers in a twist.
Oh, I'm so sick of the Secret Service blasts.
Both my parents got fired over this.
My brother got sent to jail after he was exposed. I ended up in the hospital because of the Secret Server.
I was so scared we hope for months.
This has to be stopped. It's getting out of hand.
Quiet, everyone. We're going to start our lessons for the day.
He's into superstitions, black cats and voodoo dolls. I feel a premonition that we're gonna be fun. She's into new sensations, new kicks and candlelight. She's got a new addiction for every day and night. Make you take your clothes off and go dancing in the rain. She'll make you live a crazy life, but she'll take away your pain like a bullet to your brain. Upside, inside out, she's living la vida loca. She'll push and pull you down, living la vida loca. Her lips are devil red, skin's the color mocha. She will wear you out, living la vida loca, living la vida loca, she's living la vida loca.
Hi everyone! I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming here. I really appreciate it. But, wow, nice costume.
But mine's so much better. Anyway, have fun, but not too much fun. No one here is allowed to have more fun than me.
Well, with you here, no one's gonna have fun anyways.
Miss Trunchbull?
You're so dumb. That's literally Fat Boy.
Yeah, you're like so blind.
Hey, Katie, Julius was looking for you.
When?
How do I look?
Will he recognize me?
Do you know what he wants?
Actually, he wanted to know where anyone asked for your opinion.
It's midnight, something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that almost stops your heart.
You try to scream, but terror takes the sound before you make it. You start to freeze, and follow to right between your eyes. You're paralyzed, 'cause this is daylight, daylight night, and no one's gonna save you from the beast about to strike. You know it's daylight, daylight night. You're fighting for your life inside a killer thriller tonight.
I want to expose
server. You have 5 minutes to do what I ask. Or reveal your identity to everyone in Crunchroom Hall.
You wanted to know the identity of the secret server? Look around. I'm nothing without you. Since Mason Slopgobble had to find out the truth about me, I'm going to tell the truth about everyone.
Every gossip bomb I've got is about to drop. You wanted to shut me down? I'm shutting this party down. The devil's been alerted of your pin code.
What pathetic heap bags of garbage is happening here? This is why my idea of a perfect school is one in which there are no children at all.
You. It was Matilda. She did it. She's the one behind everything. The posts, the rumors. She is the secret server. You can't deny there have been countless instances where I've seen her typing on her phone, and not a minute later there's been a blast. I even have a picture for proof.
Disgusting wet sock. I knew it was you all along. You're heading for the choking.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Do I look like I care about your pathetic excuses? Besides, even if you didn't do it, I'm going to punish you. Because I'm right and you're wrong. I'm big and you're small. And there's nothing you can do about it.
How many times should I repeat myself?
Oh, Matilda, are you alright?
Yes, but I'm in a hurry.
I knew you'd figure it out. They went that way.
I know it's secret stuff.
You'll never catch me. XOXO, the secret server.
We ran away, a sweet escape. Nothing can hold us down, just like a wave that never breaks. Nothing can stop us now, and if you fall, I'll pick you up. I'll follow you till the end of time. And run away, a sweet escape. Nothing can stop us now. Nothing can stop us now. Nothing can stop us now.
In a land not so far away, in a time not so old, in a kingdom once joyous and sound, lived a maiden, young and bold. She spent her days singing in the gardens and her nights in a palace of gold. She was happy and true, pure beyond words, or so the stories told.
Oh, Snow White, come to Mother, darling. Hold my cape.
Okay, Mother. Mother, would you like to see my new friends today? They're so lovely with beautiful white feathers and make the most wonderful music. I named them too. Patches and...
Snow White, what have I told you about making friends? That's not very queen-like of you, is it? Oh, Snow White, thinking like that will get you nowhere. A true queen is ruthless. She needs to be the best. and she bows to no one. A true queen turns her pain into power. She doesn't love. She just knows who to please to get her way. The sooner you learn that, Snow, the better.
Okay, Mother.
Why the sad face, darling?
I was once like you, my child, slightly insecure. Argued with my mother too, thought I was mature. But I put my heart aside and I used my head. Your mama turned out to be right in the end.
Oh, Snow White, where are you?
Here, Mr. Hunter.
Ah, there you are. Snow White, I've been looking all over for you. Were you off playing with the birds?
I was. Then Mother called me. She said a real queen doesn't spend her time making friends with animals. If I become a queen, does that mean I can't play with Patches and Daffy anymore?
No, you need to do whatever it is that your heart tells you to do. Your mother's idea of a good queen may not be what you think a good queen is. And that's okay. That's good.
So you need to think, don't be fooled by a call. She is stalking the hall for the good of the kill. Every person in town is aware of the stand. When she tosses her head, they go perfectly still. Oh, when I say don't attack me, watch them sweat and pant and shake. Every food chain has its acme. Queen Brunhilde is at the peak. She's the queen of beef. She can smell your fear in this biosphere. She's the apex predator, like a lioness, only with less fur. Do not mess with her. She's the apex predator.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
Lovely queen, fair and true, there exists another fair one too. In your palace who walks your halls, Snow White is fair, fairer than you.
No, no, that can't be. She'll be gone. Gone by daylight tomorrow, Magic Mirror. Mark my words. No one is fairer than I. Huntsman?
My queen.
Snow White. I want her gone. Bring me her heart.
Your Highness.
Now, Huntsman.
It's just an errand. It's okay. You can do this. After this, I'll go home. It'd be like nothing ever happened. Snow, I'm so sorry.
Hunt, what are you doing?
She told me. I have to do this. She'll come after me.
Mother, did she? She told you to kill me, didn't she?
I have to.
I know, but you don't want to do this, do you? You've known me since I was a kid. We used to have tea parties together.
You have to understand, Snow. She'll kill me. I don't know what to do.
What should you do? Shame on you. Why, let her go, of course.
What should you do? I can't believe you're hesitating.
Huntsman, I'm your good conscience, and I'm here to remind you that you must choose to do the right thing. She's a good and gentle child. You must let her go.
I know that.
Don't listen to her. She's obviously forgotten what the Queen said. She'll have you killed if you fail to carry out this task.
Queen.
Stop and think about what you're doing.
Kill the girl and save your neck.
But if I kill her, I become a monster. Just like the Queen. How would I be any different from the Queen?
You won't. You'll just be the man who stole the life of a child.
But an alive man.
But what life is that if he has her blood on his hands?
Look into my
Do you want to kill me?
I have to.
No, you don't. I have a plan. You won't die. Here's what you're going to do.
She was gentle, she was kind. No one knew her wicked side. They called her Snow White. No one knew her true might. You poor souls, as naive as we, thought she was harmless, a maiden in need. Well, sit back and enjoy the ride to come of Snow White and the evil queen.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, now who's the fairest of them all?
You, my queen, are fair, it's true. But Snow White beyond the mountains with the 7 dwarves is still 1,000 times fairer.
She's alive? That can't be! I have her heart right with me!
Deceptions and lies live in those beyond you, and the heart you possess is not of Snow White true.
That huntsman. I don't have time for him now. Looks like I'll have to take Snow White out myself.
Insane, inside, the danger gets me high. Can't help myself, got secrets I can't tell. I love the smell of gasoline. I like the master taste the heat. I like the air, my speed goes in the road. Hot blood, these days, my pleasure is still pain. I love to watch the castle burn. These golden ashes and the dirt. I've always liked to play with fire. I wanna watch the world burn. I got the gasoline. I wanna watch the world burn and everyone get me. I wanna watch the world burn. I got the gasoline. I wanna watch the world burn. Everyone get me.
Oh, chairs been dusted. And their windows been washed. Sinks.
Why? The whole place is clean.
Does dirty walk afoot? Someone stole our dishes. They ain't stole. They're hid in the cupboard. Ah!
Who are you?
I'm Snow White. And what are you doing in our house?
My mother, the Queen. I'm sure you've heard of her. She tried to kill me. I barely escaped. I've been running for a whole day, and I was so exhausted. And your cottage looked oh so lovely. And the door was open, so I...
Who left the door open?
Anyways, I'm terribly sorry. I shouldn't have just let myself in. I guess I'll be on my way now.
No, my dear. You look weary to the bone. Stay here for the night. Your mother can't get you here. You cleaned our house too. This is the least we could do. We also would be delighted to have a wonderful person like you with us.
But...
You heard her. She's exhausted. And she cleaned up the house.
Fine.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, dear, you take good rest sitting home, alright? I'm afraid we must head down to the mines today. But we'll be back before supper. No more cleaning, Snow White. Just sit tight. And don't open the door for strangers. Don't buy anything they sell either. Goodbye!
Bye, Snow!
Goodbye, Goodbye, Snow!
Apples for sale.
apples, dearie. Red as blood, sweet as revenge. Try one, won't you?
I was told not to take anything from a strange.
Oh, but you won't say no to this old lady, will you? I mean no harm. Just have an apple, dearie. Take a bite.
I really mustn't. Thanks.
Oh, but this is no ordinary apple. This is a magic wishing apple.
A wishing apple?
Yes, just one bite and all your wishes will come true.
Really?
Snow, silly old me. I forgot my axe. Let me. Snow White!
Snow!
What happened?
The old peddler gave her an apple. It seems to be poisoned.
Poisoned?
But why would anyone?
The world is full of cruel people, Sleepy. There's no point in questioning why they do what they do. Poor Snow.
Who are you? We don't know you. Go away!
I'm the prince of the great nation of Tanolia. I wish to see Snow White.
How do you know her?
Word of her beauty has travelled through kingdoms and reached my good ears. Her snow white complexion, red lips and lovely hair. The huntsman told me she rests in a cottage in a clearing in the woods. And now I have found her, my beautiful Snow White.
Oh, that's marvelous!
No, it's no good. Snow's hurting!
What about Snow?
She died. Good prince.
What?
She's no longer with us.
Can I see her?
No!
Oh, we should let the prince say his goodbyes.
He doesn't even know her.
Yes. You may see her.
But
Oh, Snow White, you truly are the fairest of them all. Your beauty makes my heart sing the sweetest melody. I can't bear to see you like this. Please, my dearest, wake up. How I long to see your blinding smile. How I wish to hear your melodious voice just once. I can't bear to see you like this. Oh my, you're awake. I saved you. True words from the heart is always the answer.
Snow! Snow! Snow!
Good prince, you have indeed saved me.
It's true love!
Our love was powerful enough to break the evil witch's spell, who I now know to be my mother. Praise and departing, good prince. For now, I must leave. I have an urgent matter that needs attending.
Snow! Snow? That's Snow White! What has happened?
She's so pale.
Trouble with Snow White?
Good folks, your queen, my mother, she is not to be trusted. She pretended to be an old peddler to feed me a poisoned apple. The evil queen tried to kill me. I was saved by a handsome prince and his true love. But save yourselves. Beware your queen and her wicked, wicked ways.
I can't believe this. I'm a queen. Why would she do such a thing? But Snow White would never lie.
The queen must be
Gonna give my pound of flesh, burn it till there's nothing left. Think you can handle this? Yeah,
You wanna rest? Feel the pounding in my chest. Rebels feeling dangerous. Won't stop, no, I'll never rest till I'm victorious. I'm rising, I'm rising, I'm rising. Ooh, I'm calling in the cavalry. Ooh, there's fire in the breath I breathe. Ooh, there's nothing you can do to me. You call it lunacy. This is a mutiny.
The people, they're coming towards the castle. What's happening? Mira? Tell me what.
Oh, don't ask that ratty old thing of yours. It needs a break from how much time you spend gazing at it.
Snow? How are you here?
Oh, you mean why I'm not 6 feet under a bunch of silly dwarfs mourning me? What can I say? You're gonna have to try a little harder to get rid of me. By the way, the whole grim reaper look you have going on really doesn't suit you. Try a little color next time. Red, perhaps?
You kniving girl! You put my people up to this, didn't you? You turned my kingdom against me.
I did nothing but tell them the truth. And those naive fools believed it. Poor little Snow White was poisoned by the evil queen who was jealous of her beauty. Isn't it sad that they're so willing to turn against you?
You vile wretched!
I'm your daughter, mother dearest. All you ever taught me was the right way to be queen. Now you get mad when I do just that? Do you think I was a poor soul who wouldn't go after the throne? Little Snow, too kind, too gentle to make you a threat. How do you like me now, mother? Do you miss the girl that I was? I laugh sometimes, and I remember never really learned the first lesson you taught me as a child. To choose your enemies carefully. You made me your enemy by teaching me to be queen of a kingdom you never were going to share.
Choose your enemies the same way you chose those you trust, Snow White.
Have you? Your choice, mother? Have you? Chose Snow White to bring you your end.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? If we speak merely of skin, Snow White reigns amongst her kin. But if we speak of where one's spirit sleeps, no one's fairness runs quite as deep as the humble dwarves who open their doors to a stranger distressed in soul. But none of our queens, old or new, knew how to be true of heart, fair through and through. They vied for power, for beauty above all, for a type of fair so fickle it meant nothing at all. And their thirst for power, their quest to be the best, a kingdom passed from one monster to another, one evil queen to the next.
Never trust a narcissist, but they love me. So I play him like a violin, and I make it look oh so easy. They never see it coming, what I do next. This is how the world works, you gotta leave before you get left. I can feel the flames in my skin, crimson red paint on my lips. If he drops my name, then I owe him nothing. I don't regret it one bit, cause he had it coming. He said I did something bad, and why does it feel so good? You see, I did something bad, and why does it feel so good? Most fun I ever had, and I'd do it over and over and over again if I could. It just felt so good, good.
Mirror, mirror on the
Another villain defeated in the story. Another hero who needs to get his glory. So he took it on himself to conquer him by morning. What if he's not the bad guy? What if he's not the bad guy? The voice was taken from the mermaid. What if she stole it in the first place? Believed her because of her pretty face. Maybe she's the one to blame. Maybe she's the one to blame. What if the bad guy wasn't the bad guy? What if the hero wasn't really good? What if the damsel in distress was living her life and took her away from the one she loved? And what if Prince Charming was a sleeping beauty cause she rejected him a moment before? And what if fairy tales don't have happy endings? What if they end up in war?
Greetings, fair theatre goers. It is my honor to introduce myself to you. Wilhelm Grimm, at your service. You may know me as the author.
Co-author?
Ugh. Fine. Co-author of many beloved classic children's books. Are you happy now?
Indeed I am. And I'm Jacob, the aforementioned co-author. Dear brother, which story shall we present to these ever so fine patrons of the theatre?
How about The Six Swans? It has got some witch burning in it. Too gruesome. How about Rumpelstiltskin? That has a creepy elf that kidnaps children. That could be fun.
Oh, I know! Hansel and Gretel. That's got all the elements needed for a good story. Cannibalism, betrayal, and a house made of candy. A great trinity, don't you think?
Fine. But I still think we should have done the one that I suggested.
All right.
Once upon a time, at a small village at the end of the woods, lived a poor man and his newlywed wife.
I'm extremely worried. The famine has spread, our crops are disastrous, and we have no money.
Honey, I'm sure we'll get through this. We just need to stay positive.
Without money, we'll all starve, and the famine will never end.
I've been trying to sell my wood, but everybody is in the same position. We have no options. I've been trying to get a new job, but no one can afford to hire me.
I have an idea. It's our only option, but you may not like it. Tomorrow, we'll go deep into the forest. We'll leave the kids there and come back. There's nothing else we can do.
I still think you went a little overboard with the story, Willem. I mean, it's meant for children.
Oh, come on. What's a children's fairy tale without a little bit of conflict?
What? They're my own children. How cruel can you be to even suggest this? They'll get attacked by wild animals.
Then all four of us will starve. You may as well start digging our graves. Don't you remember what you'd promised me? Prosperous marriage. And here I am, starving.
A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. A kiss may be grand, but it won't pay the rental on your humble flat.
Or help you at the automat. Men grow cold as
girls grow old and we all lose our charms in the end.
But sweat or passion, these rocks don't lose their shade. Time is our girl's best friend.
Oh dear, you may be right. I apologize, my love. We'll take them tomorrow morning.
Weak.
You wrote this. Unbeknownst to them, their children, a young girl and boy by the names of Hansel and Gretel, had overheard the entire conversation.
Oh, what is going to happen to us? Is father really going to leave us in the forest?
Don't worry, I'll think of a plan. I just can't believe that father would do that to us.
Ain't it funny? All the twisted games, all the questions you're gonna avoid. Ain't it funny? Remember I brought it up and you told me I was paranoid. You betrayed me, and I know that you never feel sorry for the way we hurt. Yeah, you talked to her when we were together, loved you at your worst, but that didn't matter. It took you 2 weeks to go around and hate us. Guess you had me yet, but you're still the traitor.
Gretel,
Yes, did you think of a plan?
I did. Be as quiet as possible. And if anyone comes to the forum back, say that I've gone for a walk.
Hansel quietly slipped out of the bedroom window and grabbed a handful of white pebbles.
That morning, the children were awoken by their stepmother before the sun had risen.
As they set off into the forest, she gave each of them a small piece of bread.
They walked until they were deep in the forest.
Now, children, lay yourselves down and rest. When we're done picking up wood, we'll come back and fetch you.
Hansel and Gretel waited, but finally fell asleep. When they woke up, it was dark.
Oh no! I knew they were going to leave us, but I didn't think it would be this dark. How we get out now?
Don't worry, wait for a little bit. We'll find our way under the moonlight.
And when the moon had risen, Hansel took his little sister by the hand and followed the pebbles, which shone like silver in the moonlight.
They walked home, just the two of them in the dark. They walked all night long and arrived home at daybreak. Their parents were ecstatic and horrified to see their kids.
You naughty children! Why have you slept so long in the forest?
Well, I for one am so relieved to see you come home.
That night, the stepmother reminded the woodcutter that they still had nothing to eat.
We must take the children into the forest again. This time only father, so they won't find their way out again.
Honey, you cannot make me do this. I can't bear it.
You must, you fool, or we'll starve too.
Just as the last time, the children overheard the entire conversation.
These parents really should have been more careful. Anyway, that night, after everyone was asleep, Hansel got up to gather pebbles, but the door was locked.
The next morning, the stepmother woke the children up and they set off into the forest.
Here's the last bit of bread. I can't believe we're wasting it on them.
Hansel took his hard morsel of bread and crumpled it up in his pocket. And every once in a while, he would pause to drop a few crumbs on the ground.
This time, they led the children deeper in the forest. Eventually, the woodcutter and his wife left, and the children fell asleep.
Oh dear Hansel, we are very deep in the forest. How are we ever going to find our way out?
We'll be alright. Just follow the breadcrumbs. I'll make it will lead us back home.
But I can't see any. Oh my! The birds must have eaten all the breadcrumbs. What are we going to do?
Let's just keep walking and let's try to find our way out.
Oh Hansel, I'm worried. What if we don't find our way out? And what was that?
I don't know. It sounded like the woodland animals. It's so scary. What happens if they get to us?
Are you coming to the tree where they told you to run?
stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree? Are you coming to the tree where necklaces hold side by side with me? Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree.
They ran and ran through the forest, racing the group. Suddenly, they came across a strange spot.
Gretel, look at that house. Doesn't it look unusual?
What is it made of? It looks like candy and sweets. Oh, how hungry I am.
So am I. Can we eat some of it? No one can possibly live in this kind of house. What do you think? I'm starving.
Here, let's eat some of the trim. Hansel, try some of it. It's delicious.
Everybody else see, going up to the dance floor. I need something so sweet, going up to the front door. I need time to heat, going time to confession. Just start moving your feet, move on over to me. I'll be your one-stop candy shop. Everything that I got, I'll be your one-stop candy shop. Lollipop, have some more.
I mean, a singing house is a bit of a warning sign, don't you think? And I would be mad if someone ate my house too.
No one, it's just the wind.
What have we here?
Sorry, ma'am. My name is Gretel and this is my brother Hansel. We are lost and very, very hungry.
Oh my! Well, you must come inside. I have some more food cooking. And the best. You foolish kids fell right into my trap. We are lost, very, very hungry. I am the hungry one here. What's you anything? You, come here. Well, the 1 cooks, fattens you up, and I eat you, of course. I told you I was hungry.
Why? She's a witch, alright, but I mean eating children? That's just weird and gross.
Oh, please. Apologies for my brother. He forgets we wrote all this.
But here's the fact about the witch. She has bad eyesight. So every
night, the witch would go check if Hansel had gotten any fatter. But our dear Hansel was a clever little boy. And instead,
when the witch would come and check on him, he'd make her touch a chicken bone instead of his finger.
Oh, come on! Why aren't you getting any fatter? You know what? You, why don't you go check if the oven is hot enough?
Okay.
there's my girl. Gretel was not just going to stand around and take orders from a witch. She knew very well that the witch would just push her in when she went to check it.
How do I turn this oven on? I've never used this kind of one before.
So whiny and mindless. Move aside, little child.
Oh, here's my favorite part. Gretel used all the strength she had to push the witch right into the oven and shut it closed, right into her own trap.
And then our little Gretel freed Hansel.
Hold on, what's in that room there? Gretel, get in your wrap now.
Hansel, look at this. Gold, diamonds and whatnot.
Now, let's grab whatever we can and run far away before the entire house melts down.
Now, where are we going?
I don't know. But that's the river we crossed when we found the candy house.
Hey, I recognize those trees. I know this place. We're getting closer to home.
Hansel and Gretel get all the way across the river, where
They start recognizing parts of the forest and made their way home.
and ran right into their father's arms.
Oh, kids, I'm so very sorry I have to leave you like that.
It's okay. You have nothing to apologize for. We know how manipulating stepmother can be.
Your stepmother. Well, she's been happy.
What are you doing here? I thought you were dead already.
You wanted us dead?
Hold on, I don't remember this being here.
Now that you got right, I wanted them to feel intimidated by the added spice.
What on earth are you talking about? You knew the children would die?
Okay. I used all of the money we had to pay the witch in the woods, and in return, she'd get these petty kids. She's gonna pay me back for not doing her job right.
Oh, she paid all right.
What do you mean?
I pushed her into an oven.
But you paid her? Why would you do that?
I don't know. I thought we'd be in more peace with the kids gone.
You've caused us nothing but pain.
Oh no, what did we just do?
I think she just died.
Kids, think about this. With her gone, we could live in much more peace.
Oh, Gretel, let's show him what we got.
Oh, my dear kids, thank you for all this. I will never have to work and we can spend more time together.
And as you know, they all lived happily ever after.
That's all, folks. Don't be greedy, or else you'll end up dead. Oh, too soon?
You stumble through your days, got your head hung low. Your sky's a shade of gray, like a zombie in a maze. You're asleep inside, but you can't shake away.
Cause you're just a dead man walking, thinking that's your only option. You can flip the switch and brighten up your darkest day.
Sun is up and the colors blinding. Take a world and redefine it. Leave behind your narrow mind, you'll never be the same. Come alive, come alive. Go and light your light.
Let it burn so bright, reaching up to the sky.
And it's open wide, you're electrified.
And the world becomes a fantasy, more than you will ever need to dream in the light. Oh no, we can't go back against the world that we were to dream in the light. To dream in the light. So come alive.
Come one, come all, come near, come far. So great to have you back. Surely you must have heard of Aladdin's tale. Definitely. Let's see what that young man is up to these days.
Today was so fun, Papa. The elephant riding the unicycle was so cool. It surprised me.
Yes, that was a surprise to me too, Amira. I'm so glad you liked it.
Papa, can we also go to the one in Agrabah sometime? My friends told me it's a bajillion times better than the one here in Sherwood.
I'm afraid not, my dear. Unfortunately, Agrabah is a very scary place. dinner if you don't go to bed right now. I'll tell you soon, don't worry.
But Papa, I won't go to sleep if you don't tell me. Either way, Mama won't give you dinner.
Alright, you win. I'll tell you. But I wonder if you'll stay awake for all of it.
There was once this young little boy in the town of Agrippa.
His parents were noblemen fairly close to the Sultan, and they had really high stature in society, so they trusted him to never betray their Sultan.
You must never betray our Sultan, Rafaj. Make us proud.
Yes, Father. You can count on me.
Years later, he started seeing this girl, but that only marked his downfall.
I will tell you a secret, but you must promise me never to ever tell anyone else.
Okay, sure.
Did you know the Sultan is actually adopted?
Everybody, the Sultan is adopted.
The news spread like wildfire.
What did you say? Everyone knows that the Sultan is adopted. How is he free to be Sultan?
Do you think he should be Sultan? I don't think he should be Sultan.
Enough! Who started this rumor?
Sir, I believe it was Rafaj's family.
Gods! Take them!
I've spent all of the love I saved. We were always a losing game. Small town boy in a big arcade. I got addicted to a losing game. Ooh, all I know, loving you is a losing game.
Spices here, all kinds of spices, cumin, clove, cardamom, everything is here. Come and get it, come and get it.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. What would you like to buy?
I'm sorry, I don't have any money right now. But would you be willing to employ me, however?
Sure. And what's your name?
My name is Jafar, sir.
And thus began his ascendancy.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good.
Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Setting the pie, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life, a new life for me, and I'm feeling
If you were thinking this is the story of Aladdin, you're clearly mistaken.
Around that time, I was known universally as a rather notorious thief. Well, I I don't steal anymore. I did have my reasons.
Aladdin! You thieving, lying scoundrel! Return my apples now! That boy even stole some jewelry from me. Oh, Aladdin, those emeralds are worth a fortune. Aladdin!
My! What do we have here? A thief stealing apples. Look, miss, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm trying to run away from some people here, so if you would not mind.
It goes on for miles. Usually small, but I'm over them all. Cause she was just too cool for you. And I was falling for you, falling for you. I know I should would. I just can't stop myself from falling for you, falling for you. And
I never believed in love at first sight. But that interaction made me fall in love with her.
Well, now that I've helped you up, I believe you have to tell me your name and explain why you were stealing. What, did you work for the palace or something? Are you going to report me? Well, something like that. But you won't get into trouble, I promise. Okay, princess. My name's Aladdin, and I have no money. That should be telling enough. Well, Mr. Aladdin with no money, I'm Jasmine. I do hope you never steal again and look for employment instead. It's a less risky way of making money. Anyways, it's getting pretty dark. I don't want to worry anyone. I should get going. What? What duties are so important? I'm a princess after all.
Soon after that, I met a peculiar man. He had a funny appearance, being dressed in very fancy clothing.
So sorry. I'm so sorry, I'm getting back to you.
You see, sir, there's a way for you to have all your desires met. All you need to do is play a game. Here, follow me.
It's quite dark in here. Oh, how convenient. Can't find anything shiny here. Oh, I think I see it. Nothing's happening.
Master, why is it so dark in here? Master, you're right.
Yeah, sure, totally. I'm alright.
What have you been doing, Aladdin? This is what I've been for, you imbecile! Oh, I see you found the spirit. Come along, spirit. I'm your master now. You will be paid handsomely. Follow me, spirit.
Oh, but you aren't, sire. You see here, my master called me out. Therefore, I shall serve him his 3 wishes.
3 wishes?
Yes, master. 3 wishes.
Now, boy, you must meet your 3 wishes as soon as possible, so I can have what belongs to me.
What do I wish for?
Anything. Your wish is my command.
I wish to be a prince.
Your wish is my command, master.
Quiet down, make your 2nd wish.
I wish for a magic flying carpet.
Your wish is my command, master.
Yes, you're almost there. Make your 3rd wish.
But I don't know what to wish
Just
for.
wish for anything.
I wish for the genie to return to his lamp.
Your wish is my... What?
Now you may be on your merry way.
I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolt and lightning, let it fighting.
I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me.
He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from his monstrosity.
Meanwhile, in the palace, I'm very distressed. Jasmine tries to reason with her stubborn father.
But Father, I want to go out.
No, you won't.
You won't ever understand how I feel, would you?
Father knows best. Listen to your father. It's a scary world out there. Father knows best. One way or another, something will go wrong. I swear. Ruffians, thugs, poison ivy, quicksand, cannibals and snakes. The plague.
What?
Also large bugs. Men with 20 teeth and stop no more. You just upset me. Father's right here. Father will protect you, darling, is what I suggest. Skip the drama, stay with Mama. Father knows best.
I don't care about what you say. It's my life and I make my decisions.
Oops. Princess Jasmine, are you up there?
If he's lying, don't come crying. Father knows best.
Hey, Princess, I'm still waiting.
Who is it? Don't you dare come up to my room or else I will have you reported.
Oh, Madame, it is I, Prince Ali.
Aladdin, I could recognize your DC from a mile away.
Oh, you got me there, didn't you? Yes, Prince Ali. It's just some accessories like a earring.
Is this mine? And a magic flying carpet. Wait! How is the carpet flying?
I can tell you. Only if you come with me. I can show you the world.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Now tell me, princess, now when did you last lay your heart aside? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride. तेरे संचालू आ मेरे करीब, ख्वाबों को क्यों बांधे ये नसीब. Watching me soar in disbelief, falling in time for what you believe. Hold on tonight, I follow you to the moonlight.
It was so wonderful. I've never seen a magic flying carpet.
I believe.
My child, why didn't you open the door before?
Sorry, Father. I was asleep. I didn't hear your knocking.
Anyways, you won't believe what I have planned for you. Jafar approached me a while back saying he wanted to marry you. And look at his vast talents. I've already given him my word. Isn't that exciting?
But, Father...
No ifs and buts, Jasmine. This is my decision and it's final.
But, Father...
If you want to marry someone else, you may very well leave right this instant.
Well, I spoke to Father yesterday.
And what did he say?
He told me that I must break up with Aladdin and I must marry you.
Well, everything is going according to plan.
Right here, right now, I put the offer out. I don't wanna chase you down, but I know you'll see it. You run with me, and I can cut you free out of the drudgery and walls you keep in. So trade your typical for something colorful, and if it's crazy, live a little crazy. You can play sensible. The queen of conventional, or you can risk it all this eve. Don't you know that I'm okay with this up, down, but I get it, 'cause I got what I need and I don't wanna take a ride. I don't need to see the other side. So you can do like you do, or you can do like me. Stay in the cage, or you finally take the key. Oh, damn, suddenly you're free to fly. I'll take you to the other side. That's really how you wanna spend your day. Suitors, misery, parties and plays. If I were mixed up with you, I'd be the talk of the town. Disgraced and disowned, another one of the clown. For you would finally live a little, finally laugh a little. Just let me give you the freedom to dream, and it'll wake you up and cure your aching. Take your walls and start them breaking. Now that's a deal that seems worth taking, but I'll have to leave that up to you. I guess you've got a deal, sir.
The time has come.
Your wish is my command.
For my first wish, I wish. Who's the guy who's in love with Jasmine and has a monkey and a flying carpet? What's his name?
Yes, master. That kid was Aladdin.
All right. I wish that Aladdin is banished from Agrabah.
I was helpless. I had to help my master, but at the cost of my previous master. I reluctantly agreed.
Goodbye, Aladdin. If I ever see you here again, your beloved Jasmine will die.
As I told you before, this wasn't for the faint of heart. I had told you to be prepared.
I really did like Aladdin. A lot, actually. And I was looking forward to being with him. But Jafar, he swooped in and offered me a better deal. My freedom. He promised me my freedom, and that's all I have ever wanted.
Is this why we can't go to Agrabah, Dad?
Yes, Amira, this is the reason. I can't risk my once beloved Jasmine's life. Not a day goes by when I don't think of her. I always wondering how she's coping under the treacherous rule of Jafar.
Why should Aladdin have all the fun?
Aladdin, why isn't Amira asleep yet?
See, here comes my beating. Good night, dear.
Hi, I'm Dia Menon from Abu Dhabi, and I'm thrilled to be a BSST student and to be able to participate in the annual day despite the distance.
Hi, I'm Furqan Sheikh from the United Kingdom. The BSSD class is always the high point of my week. It gave me immense joy to participate in the annual day from 5,000 miles across the globe.
With that, we come to the end of yet another exciting annual day.
Thank you, fellow students, for a spectacular show.
Thank you, dear parents, for supporting us and cheering us on.
A big shout out to the BSSD team for the impeccable coordination of this event.
Thank you, dear teachers,
for inspiring us and pushing us to do better than our best.
We are signing off for now, but hope to see you all very soon at the Instagram live prize distribution. Celebrating the spotlight forever!